Hey everybody, so I wanted to go for a ride in the M5 here today, and unfortunately I had a little bit of an issue. As you can see, the car here nicely wrapped up inside the garage. What you don't see is what's outside the garage, and that is the weather. Let's take a look. So I had a little bit of a problem. I want to take the car out for a drive today. Obviously it's not really nice outside, but I want to take the M5 out for a drive. And I'll show you what actually happened. Now let's back this up a Nothing. Dead in the water. You can see the battery is dead. Well, that's probably because I haven't been driving the M5 here for all that much here recently. I've been doing a lot of videos on the Lamborghini. I've been driving the Lambo a bunch and doing some other things here with life, of course. There's a lot of other things in my life that I've been dealing with here lately, and so I just haven't been able to drive the M5 too much lately. I want to go for a drive today, and lo and behold, the battery is dead. So I'm going to show you guys how I get around this, what I do, and what I should do, and what you guys should do if you store your car for long term. I'm going to show you briefly what normally I would do and what I'm going to do from this day forward. So let's pop the hood. Okay everybody, so what I love about these BMWs, and I know it doesn't sound like a big deal to a lot of you guys out there, but because I have, I've had a lot of cars in my days. Obviously right now I have a Lamborghini sitting beside me. I've had Porsches, and I've had products from every brand. One thing that I can say that I like about the BMW brand, just for general maintenance, and I truly, when you're dealing with cold weather like I just showed you outside, we have snow here on the ground, which kind of, puts a little damper on some of the stuff. Taking these cars for a drive obviously becomes a little more limited. But what we have is cars you need to store them longer. And the M5 here, the X5 is the same story. These BMWs, they install these things here. They install these beautiful little remote connections for the battery. So what you can see is I've got 2 points. I've got a ground point here that is just bolted into the chassis for your negative, and I've got this. That's your positive point for your battery. Now, what I like so much about this is you don't have to take all kinds of things apart. You also don't risk. So when you've got those things installed here, there's less of a risk. Like when you're connecting, whenever you're making a connection to a live battery, there's a small risk that it can explode in your face. You've probably heard stories of that happening. Here, this takes that risk out. If you short something out here, you'll get a spark, but you won't have that issue or that risk potentially of an acid splash or something you might experience if you're right on the battery. Plus, it just makes it easy to get at. You also have dedicated terminals that are easy to clamp to with your charging cables. So I love this, and I love this about BMW. They think of those little things. And that, you know what, it sounds like a trivial thing, but for a guy like myself who lives way up in the great north here like I do, you find yourself often storing cars like this. I have to put this car away for storage quite frequently, and because of doing that, I find myself having to charge it. Now, you've probably seen another video of mine as well, where a friend of mine had an issue with his Ferrari. He had a 360, he took it into a shop. The battery died in the shop while there was work going on, and sadly enough, when they went to charge it, they put the wrong polarity on the cables, or they put the wrong polarity on the battery, and they charged it and fried not only the battery, they fried the whole electrical system, and it cost the owner thousands of dollars. And you really should check out that video if you do get a chance, guys, because whether it's a Ferrari or a BMW, the end result is still the same. It means dollars out of your pocket because of a minor little mistake. So it's very important you get your polarity right. But I'm going to show you right now what I use. And this is the charger I use, and I'm going to plug this in and let's get this thing charging so maybe I can take this beautiful M5 out for a drive. Okay, so what I have here, guys, is this wonderful battery charger. Oops, gotta watch out for that. I have this great battery charger I picked up from BMW itself. You don't need to spend 2 arms and 3 legs to buy the BMW authorized certified charger. Although I did for this, in this case, I didn't want to leave anything for, for sake. So I picked up the actual BMW charger. Now what I'm going to do is I typically just leave that, I just let it set it down here. And then what I'm going to do, this is what I do, and I just do things on the side of precaution. I always plug in the power cord at the very end. Next, what I'm going to do is, obviously, you want to match color for color. It goes kind of without saying. And of course, BMW, and most of these chargers come with a very nice color-coded clamp, which makes mistakes a lot harder to make. And again, these are very easy to do. On a battery connection, sometimes the connectors aren't always red. Sometimes it's just scratching, you got a dirty positive symbol you're looking for. Sometimes it's hard to see. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect up the negative to the post, just this ground post here, and I'm going to connect up the positive to here. Okay, this is the positive connection, and I'm going to put it right on there. Okay, now we have that connection. You don't want them to touch. So we got that connected, black to the ground or the chassis, and we got the red to the red identified positive connector. Now we're all connected up, and now I'm going to plug this in and get this all charged up here. Let's plug it into the power cord. Now you'll see red. That basically means charging. So this cable, the cables are now charging the battery effectively through the network of cabling here. So now we're on board. Okay, so I got her all sealed up. I closed the hood. I'm going to let it sit now. And you probably just let it sit and let it charge. See, obviously I stuck a shoe in here so this doesn't close tightly. But you're going to watch for that charge. Make sure it gets a full charge on it. I would advise you just let it do its thing. Don't be in a rush to drive the car right away unless you really need to get it to a shop or something. But I'm going to let it charge probably for a good day or so. And then maybe we'll take it for a drive here, possibly tomorrow or something. We'll see. The roads don't look too bad out there. Obviously, there's a lot of snow on the ground, but the roads look not too bad. So we'll see. I generally don't drive the M5 in the wintertime. I try not to too much. But you know what? Hey, what the hell? Like once in a while, you got to enjoy it. It's a BMW. It's fun to drive. Let's use it. Hey, we're not here forever, right? So let's enjoy it. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked the video. A short video just on how I found this. Unfortunately, dead battery, how I charge it, how I maintain it. And if you watch on my last video on that Ferrari, what to avoid doing to save yourself some seriously costly mistakes. So everyone, please make sure you do subscribe. Come back for the next one, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.